Okay, really quickly today, I wanted to talk about making sure that your images were sized properly. So I have a question from one of my clients. She is working on blogs right now and has put a thumbnail image for her blog and wants to be able to push it out to social media platforms. So for instance, this is her, what it looks like on LinkedIn when you share it out. And I love that about Squarespace, that you can write a blog and immediately hit share and it will go directly to Facebook, LinkedIn, other platforms. But sometimes it's easy to forget about the way that these platforms show images. So we need to make sure that we're always kind of sizing it correctly. So for instance, it looks like she probably used a square. So we use Canva for all of our, pretty much everything, because we're obsessed with Canva. But when you're making something that you want either to be your blog thumbnail, or if you wanted it to be your social sharing icon on your website, which means a social sharing icon is if I'm going to share a certain page of my site, it would look similar to this too. I have a little icon that it's attached to that page in the settings area. And then when I share it to LinkedIn or Facebook, that page is going to have an image as well. So it makes it a little bit more appealing and makes people want to click on that link and learn more about it. Either one of those, it's very tempting to just go with in Canva, to go with a standard Instagram post or social media post because it's square, it's 1080 by 1080. And that is what Instagram, all of our tiles and our posts typically are square. That's what I use for most of my websites. It's just kind of a natural thing to do, but both Facebook and LinkedIn, their posts are going to be more rectangular and more horizontal in nature. So if you do decide to use the square layout, that's totally fine. But in her case, she was using this nice little call out. So what we would do instead of keeping it completely square is I would look in the elements for a call out and choose the one that I want. So I'm not sure if this is the same one that she had, but I'm just going to put it in there. Rather than making it take up the entire square as she did, when I do that, then I'm limiting it to only fitting within Instagram. But if I make it kind of smaller, center it here in the middle, kind of make sure that all of my content is kind of centered in this general middle area, but then I can fill it up with, the color for my branding, whatever that may be. So it still looks nice. Basically, when I download it, if I use this on Instagram, it's still going to look nice because it's a nice square Instagram post. But if I decide to use it for, if I share it to, for instance, LinkedIn or Facebook, and it makes it more of that rectangular shape, then we're going to end up seeing this middle portion. So it's still going to look right on all platforms. So long story short, when you're creating any kind of a thumbnail or your social sharing icons for any of your pages, totally, I love using the square because then I know it's going to look good on Instagram, but just make sure you keep your content kind of central. That way you don't have to worry about it looking bad on other platforms that don't use square posts.